And welcome back. You're listening to Hysteria, the podcast who'd like to have lunch just once at Mar-a-Lago, if only to more accurately dunk on it. Don't you want to know, like, what the food is like?
I mean, listen, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I have many a way into Mar-a-Lago. What? I live in fear of it at all cost.
Yeah.
Listen, when your husband's been a golfer for 50 years, 40 years, people know people. It's a golf club.
God. Is the food, like, what is the food like? Is it?
I don't know. I've never been because I'm scared. What if someone saw me go in, Erin? That's the problem. We'd get killed.
Yeah, you have to wear like a disguise, like a Groucho Marx.
I mean, they'd stop me at the door. They'd be like, who's this Janis Joplin that thinks she's coming in here today?
Well, you know what? Like Madison Square Garden, they use facial recognition to ban people. So I don't know if they have, if they're that tech savvy. I mean, Donald Trump doesn't have an email address. So
we've learned a lot this week. All of it against our will. But one of the most interesting, interesting as one of the
interesting things that we learned this week is that Melania Trump is now being thrown under the bus. She is getting dragged into her husband's hush money trial. Michael Cohen, Trump's former fixer turned star prosecution witness, who looks more and more like, what's that dog's name from the Hanna-Barbera cartoons?
Marmalade? Marmaduke?
Huckleberry Hound.
Oh, okay.
He looks more like Huckleberry Hound every time we see him on camera. So Huckleberry Hound took the stand this week and testified that after the Access Hollywood tape came out, that actually it was Melania who suggested spinning the recording as locker room talk, not the campaign. Do you believe that, Alyssa?
I mean, here's the thing, Erin. We have no evidence that Donald Trump is kind or funny, smart. We know he's not handsome. So there has to be a reason that Melania sticks around, right? So I don't know. I guess I don't not believe it. I mean, she's a transactional person. I don't think they get along, but I think that she wants her upside.
Okay. So she thinks that maybe by taking the fall for this, and she's not the one on trial.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or Erin, maybe she really said it.
Maybe she really said it was locker room.
I
don't know. Melania, what insights would you have into a men's locker room? That's my question.
Well, true. But like, Erin, nothing they do is fact-based. So again, why not?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I'm a little bit annoyed by how much oxygen the Trump trial is taking out of the room.
It's exhausting.
Because other things are happening right now. I mean, and it is a big deal, but I'm sure it'll be a paragraph in a high school history book in like 10 years. But
it's not even like we actually see it.
No.
We're literally sitting around. It's as old-timey as it gets. Mm-hmm. We sit around waiting for people to tell us what people inside the courtroom have said they said.
Yeah, and we look at the weird chalk drawings that the courtroom sketch artist has drawn. I think it's a she.
It is a she.
She seems to be angry at everybody in there. Like she's drawing.
I'd be too. It sounds like the ventilation is very bad in that room.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a kid mad at you and they draw a picture to show that they're angry?
No, and I hope it never happens because I couldn't emotionally handle it. You know, I'm a sensitive person.
Well, when I was like volunteering when I was younger and I would work with a lot of kids, I remember one time a kid drew a picture of me and the kid holding hands and put a big like X over my face. And I feel like the same energy is present in these courtroom drawings.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. So here's something else that's been happening. Republicans are defending child marriage.
For the love of God.
It is so weird. I cannot keep track of who is supposedly the groomers in what. I don't understand. It makes no sense. Okay, so Republicans in Missouri state legislature for the second week in a row are making the case to keep child marriage legal in that state. Currently,
aren't there better things for them to fight for? It's always my question. Time is a commodity that you cannot make more of. What are they doing with their time?
They're arguing that the state law that says that children 16 or older can marry with parental permission should stand. So now there is a bill banning marriage to anyone under 18 that was recently passed through the Republican-controlled Senate. But now the bill's stuck in committee in the state House because 7 out of 14 House Republicans are opposing the bill because they think banning child marriage will cause more abortion.
Can you think of anything better than having a 15-year-old girl pregnant and being like, the answer to this problem is not abortion, it's marrying whoever got her pregnant?
So it is so
right.
creepy.
That's the logic.
It is
fucking deranged.
It is absolutely deranged. These people are absolutely creepy. Fucking
so creepy.
Creepy as hell. What? Why do? Okay, it's a little bit weird for. I think nobody should get married before their frontal lobe is done forming. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 27 at the least. But whatever. You're 18 years old. You can enlist in the army. You should be allowed to make other mistakes as well. But why insist that 16 to 18-year-olds should be allowed to get married? And also abortion is illegal in Missouri. So
it's crazy. It dovetails nicely with the efforts in Wisconsin where they were trying to say that at age 14 you didn't need a work permit. How on earth is the answer to our problems here in America letting kids do less kid stuff?
Well, here's the thing. States are, red states specifically, are doing such a bad job creating an environment where people would want to stay that they are hitting worker shortages because everybody young is leaving. And so the only real workers that they have available to them are people who are too young to leave on their own volition because their parents live there. So
it's crazy.
It's crazy. Guys.
It's all crazy.
Guys.
Do something else.
I know that there's a whole get off my lawn through line when it comes to red states and making laws and trying to cater to the needs of young people and families. But you chase all the young people out of your state, guys, or you make it so that people don't want to start families in your state. You're running headfirst towards economic collapse. You can't, it is unsustainable.
Do you think that they need I feel in all these state legislatures where they're doing deranged things, I feel they need a crafting caucus or something. They need something positive to do with their time that could maybe help them see a different way.
Also, it creeps me out that there are that many, frankly, gross middle-aged and older men that think of teenagers as marriageable. It's so fucking gross to me.
So gross.
Reverse the roles. Okay, let's say.
Well, it's really Warren Jeffsy.
It's so creepy. It is so creepy, and it makes me feel sort of a left. It's just oh God, is this country founded on a with a core group of pedophiles just trying to make decisions and make it cool? It's gross. It's gross.
It's gross. It was gross.
All right. I am very glad I was a late bloomer so that people mostly left me alone.
Amen. I looked like Ramona Quimby till I was well out of college.
All right. Dating apps are getting weird, Alyssa.
Okay, this is not where I thought this story was going, Erin.
Okay, well, take it away.
So Bumble, the dating app famous for letting women make the first move, is embracing AI. But dealing with human men is so 2017. Bumble founder Whitney Wolf Herd, who recently stepped down as CEO, was speaking at a tech conference in San Francisco this past week and announced that Bumble will be using AI to, quote, help create more healthy and equitable dating experience. You could, in the near future, be talking to your AI dating concierge and you could share your insecurities, and then it could give you productive tips for communicating with other people. Okay.
What? That's
Erin,
literally the plot of an episode of Black Mirror.
It's a personality filter, right? Isn't that all that is?
It's super weird. Okay, you've watched Black Mirror, right?
I have a little bit.
Okay.
I don't like scary things.
Okay, so there's one of the few non-scary or non-weird episodes is about this land where people are dating each other and they get matched with a bunch of different people and in the end you understand it's a personification of the algorithm. And she literally is taking ideas from Black Mirror episode.
It's really, I was where is this going? Is it when I couldn't imagine, because isn't the same problem still exists that when you meet the people in real life and AI is not DJing your, online communication, that you're still just you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's really, Bumble is not having a good week because earlier this week, Bumble also had to issue an apology for running an ad campaign that seemed to like shame women for not wanting to, for choosing not to have sex or to not date. There were ads that went up that said vow of celibacy is not the answer, kind of gently acting as though choosing not to date or deciding that like dating apps are bad was somehow like,
tell us your subscribers are down without telling us your subscribers are down.
Yeah, it's super, super weird. And I am very glad that I am no longer in the dating world, because if I was, I would just be like, no, opt out. This sucks.
100%.
This sucks. And yeah, so Bumble's having a weird week. They took the ads down. They apologized. They are donating money to organizations that help women. I just want to know how many women were in the planning committee for that.
Feels weird. Bumble's bumbling.
Bumble is bumbling. Okay. Katie Britt is up to her old bullshit again.
She keeps Katie Britting.
She is so weird, but I'm really glad that she keeps putting herself out there because she's so fucking weird. I think she's a great reminder of like, oh, this is what Republicans think. This is how they're trying to connect.
They're saying the
women.
quiet part out loud.
Yeah, Katie Britt is the junior Republican senator from Alabama. You might remember her as the creepy mom who delivered the Republican State of the Union response back in March.
In the weirdest kitchen.
Who, yeah, in her 6,000 square foot house. Pretending that she was a regular person. She, during that speech, she seemed to alternate between being on the verge of tears and on the verge of ecstasy, and it was
hysteria.
It was really something. But she just introduced a new bill, the More Opportunities for Moms to Succeed Act, or MOMS.
Of course.
And the bill would create a federal database that would collect data on pregnant people. I don't see how that could go wrong at all. You enter in your name and your location, and you give them your contact info, and then somebody can maybe reach out for resources. The program would also shovel money to crisis pregnancy centers, which are fake clinics that lie to women in order to convince them to not have abortions. The people that work there are not medical professionals, but they do advertise free ultrasounds. So if you are pregnant and you want to get a free ultrasound, you should just go there and pretend you're thinking about having an abortion, and they'll give you a free ultrasound. Seriously, they're getting so much government money. Go in there and waste their fucking time.
I mean, I agree with it. Just don't let them, be like, listen to the heartbeat.
But just pretend. It's like fun to mess with these people. Go in and be like, I'm thinking about getting an abortion, and then leave being like, no, I'm even firmer in my decision to have an abortion now. And then ghost them. Guys, malicious compliance. They're getting money anyway. But yeah, Katie Britt's Dumb Moms Act is, it's an attempt by Republicans to paint themselves as a pro-woman party instead of a virulently anti-woman, terrifying party. It's not, you know what we want? I'm going to just say this on behalf of moms. Paid parental leave. We want paid leave. We want universal health care, not just for people who are parents, but for fucking everybody. We want affordable childcare provided by people who are paid fairly. We want, God. Okay. Anyway.
So much. You know what they should call it, Erin? The Moms Act. Must obstruct maternal safety.
Yes, exactly. Katie Britt, nice try. You creep.
We saw you. We see you.
You creep.
You're not sneaky or smart.
No, not at all. And one more thing, we'll link this in show notes. There's a famous trad wife from Canada named, I'm not making this up, Laura Southern?
Laura Southern.
Yeah, which sounds like an AI generated name for a white supremacist trad wife, but it's a real name of a former white supremacist former trad wife. So she had been sort of a viral conservative star for a long time, putting out stuff about how like women need to submit to their husbands and blah, 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 blah. Well, it turns out that was terrible. It was terrible for her. It didn't go well.
She had a really bad time. And Erin, this is the thing. This woman So she tells the story about how she is married to her husband, how he locks her out of the house if she does anything wrong, how he is verbally abusive to her, how, doing nothing but cooking and cleaning and raising their kid wasn't exactly, it turned out, the joy of her life.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing that, and I may be wrong, but the connection wasn't totally made in the article, but I think that I am correct, that while this was happening to her, she was still touting the trad wife lifestyle and selling it to other women, which doesn't that just kind of like make her Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, she's pretty awful. If you are, I don't care who you are, if you're a man or a woman, whatever, and whatever kind of relationship you're in, if you completely tie yourself financially to somebody else and you have no way of making money, you are really endangering yourself. Like, I don't care how much you trust your husband. I don't care what a good guy he is or, whatever, the breadwinner in your house. If you are not set up with some kind of like IRA.
Fuck you fund.
Yeah, fuck you fund, an IRA in your own name where money is deposited every month in exchange for the free labor that you're providing in order for the household to run. If you do not have education and job experience, like you are really risking a lot. And not only risking a lot for yourself, but risking a lot for your kids, because how many of these like breadwinning husbands take like full responsibility for the kids if the marriage dissolves? Also, like, let me just say this. Your husband could get a brain tumor or like get hurt or something like that. You just you can't rely on somebody else to provide 100% of your financial stability. That is just stupid. It is a stupid call.